Walk into any pharmacy or health store today, and the supplement aisle can feel completely overwhelming. Hundreds of products, dozens of claims. And if you're over 50, chances are someone, a friend, a family member, maybe even a doctor, has suggested you start taking something. But which ones are actually worth considering? And which ones are more marketing than medicine? In this video, we're going to walk through 5 supplements that come up most often in conversations about healthy aging after 50, and what some research currently suggests about each one. This isn't a list of things you must take. It's a starting point for a more informed conversation, ideally with your doctor or healthcare provider. And stay with us until the end, because we'll be covering one supplement that many people over 50 are taking unnecessarily, and one that many aren't taking but probably should be. Before we get into the list, there are 2 things worth keeping in mind throughout this video. First, supplements are not a substitute for a balanced diet. For most people, the best source of vitamins and minerals is still food. Supplements are called supplements for a reason. They're meant to fill gaps, not replace foundations. Second, what works well for one person may not be necessary or even appropriate for another. Age, existing health conditions, medications, and diet all affect what your body actually needs. This is why the list we're about to cover is a starting point, not a prescription. One more thing, supplement quality varies enormously between brands. Not all supplements are created equal, and some contain significantly less of the active ingredient than their label claims. When possible, look for products that have been independently tested or verified. The first supplement that comes up consistently in conversations about aging after 50 is vitamin D. Vitamin D plays a role in bone health, immune function, and muscle strength, all of which become increasingly relevant as we age. The challenge is that vitamin D deficiency is surprisingly common in people over 50, particularly those who spend limited time outdoors, live in northern climates, or have darker skin tones. Some research has associated adequate vitamin D levels with reduced risk of falls, fractures, and certain immune-related conditions in older adults. The general recommendation from many health professionals is to get your vitamin D levels tested before supplementing, because taking too much can also have downsides. The second supplement worth knowing about is magnesium, and this one tends to surprise people. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including muscle function, nerve function, blood sugar regulation, and sleep quality. Some research suggests that magnesium intake tends to decline with age, both because older adults often consume less of it through diet, and because the body may absorb it less efficiently over time. For people over 50 who experience poor sleep, muscle cramps, or general fatigue, magnesium is one of the supplements that some health professionals suggest may be worth discussing with a doctor. Third on the list is omega-3 fatty acids, most commonly found in fish oil supplements. Omega-3s have been associated in some research with benefits for heart health, brain function, joint comfort, and inflammation reduction, all areas of particular relevance after 50. For people who regularly eat fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, 2 or more times a week, the additional benefit of supplementing may be limited. For those who don't, a fish oil supplement may be worth considering. As always, quality matters here. Look for supplements that have been tested for purity and potency, as fish oil quality can vary significantly between products. Fourth, vitamin B12, and this one is particularly relevant for people over 50. B12 plays a critical role in nerve function, red blood cell production, and cognitive health, including memory and concentration. Here's the issue. As we age, the stomach produces less of a protein called intrinsic factor, which is needed to absorb B12 from food. This means that even people who eat plenty of B12, rich foods may not be absorbing enough of it. Some researchers estimate that B12 deficiency affects a meaningful percentage of people over 50, and because the symptoms can develop gradually, many people don't connect the dots until deficiency is more advanced. Symptoms worth being aware of include fatigue, memory difficulties, tingling in the hands or feet, and mood changes, though these can have many causes and are worth discussing with a doctor rather than self-diagnosing. Fifth, calcium. And this one comes with an important nuance that doesn't always make it into the conversation. Calcium is well known for its role in bone health, and after 50, particularly for women post-menopause, maintaining adequate calcium intake is genuinely important. However, and this is the nuance, some research has raised questions about high-dose calcium supplements specifically, suggesting that getting calcium primarily from food sources may be preferable to relying heavily on supplements. This doesn't mean calcium supplements are harmful. For many people, they remain a reasonable option. It simply means the conversation is more nuanced than take calcium for your bones. Again, this is something worth discussing with your doctor, particularly if you're already taking a calcium supplement or are concerned about bone density. Earlier, I mentioned two things. One supplement many people over 50 are taking unnecessarily, and one that many aren't taking but probably should be. Let's get to those now. The supplement many people take unnecessarily, at least according to some research, is high-dose multivitamins. For people who eat a reasonably varied diet, a high-dose multivitamin may simply result in expensive urine, with some fat-soluble vitamins actually accumulating to levels that aren't beneficial. A lower dose, food-based multivitamin may be more appropriate for most people, but again, this is something worth discussing with a doctor rather than deciding independently. And the supplement many people aren't taking but may want to discuss with their doctor, particularly if they're over 60, live in a northern climate, or spend limited time outdoors, is vitamin D. Which brings us back to the first supplement on our list, and highlights why getting tested before supplementing is genuinely useful rather than just a formality. To bring this all together, here's a simple way to think about supplements after 50. Start with food first. A diet that includes a variety of vegetables, fruits, protein sources, and healthy fats covers most nutritional needs for most people. Get tested before you supplement. A simple blood test can tell you which nutrients you're actually low in, so you're supplementing based on data, not guesswork. Choose quality over quantity. A few well-chosen, high-quality supplements based on your actual needs are more valuable than a shelf full of products you may not need. And always, loop in your doctor or healthcare provider. They can order the right tests, identify any interactions with medications you may be taking, and help you build a supplement plan that's actually tailored to your needs. Supplements can be genuinely useful, but they work best when they're part of a thoughtful, personalized approach rather than a one-size-fits-all routine. If you found this helpful, subscribing takes just a second, and it means you'll be the first to see our new videos every week on practical health topics for people over 50. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next one.